Hey guys, so if you decide to make this thing from the previous video, you've pretty much committed yourself to collecting an army, a brand new army. Yep, just straight from scratch. If you haven't already made some Seraphon units or Lizardmen units, then this is pretty much going to set you into making some, because got no self-control. Anyway, in today's video we're going to be making the Kroxigors from Total War Warhammer 2. In the Warhammer Games Workshop version, they've got models. They do have models. I think the Total War version of these Kroxigors are amazing. I've always loved crocodiles since I was little, so I thought, hell, I'm going to try and make this. So I started out by modeling this on Maya, pretty much started from a cube and worked from there. Once I got the base shape of the Kroxigor, I got his tail made and his hands and fingers and toes and face, I took it into Mudbox and sculpted it. Now this is the first 3D printed model that I've sculpted in Mudbox and taken it out. Now I gotta tell you, it's always fun to sculpt really high poly models, but it is not fun to try and rig high poly models. The original model that I tried to work with had around 1 million polys, but I managed to bring it down to around 100,000. So there's 100,000 polys per character here, and that was just managing to keep some of the detail. Unfortunately, yeah, I did have to pull back a little bit, otherwise my computer just kept crashing. Once the model was done, I posed them and prepared them for printing. Now the print themselves, the head is separate from the body, and the actual weapon head is separate as well. Just in case you want to customize it and add whatever weapon head you want, you don't have to use my models. Now the way I painted this was with a blue and pretty much just worked up highlights throughout the entire model. And I eventually got to the point where I was working on some of the war paint, which was pretty much just red and white. That's the color scheme that I went with, because that's pretty much the color scheme they had in the Warhammer Total War screenshots. Now I like the gold, it really topped everything off, but the base is where everything kind of came together. Now I based the base on the Dinosaur base. That's enough bases for one sentence. So that was pretty much where I used those plastic trees and the static grass, and that was it. And they came out really cool. Looks like they're walking on jungle floors, and I'm really happy with that. Now there's two model types here. There's the armored and unarmored Kroxigor. The unarmored is the classic Kroxigor that you'll find in the Warhammer Total War game, and the armored one was my own little creative flair that I decided to put into it. I figured that maybe I could turn him into a leader or something, or maybe I could just have a pack of armored Kroxigors, which is pretty insane to think about. So these prints turned out pretty damn awesome. They work really well with my Dinosaur, so my army is starting to come together all of a sudden. I gotta say that these prints took around 4 to 6 hours, so they're not like fast-paced stuff. And I used the tree supports to make sure that they didn't collapse on themselves. So I advise, if you are gonna print these, use tree supports. Other than that, they're absolutely free on Thingiverse, so go check it out. If you've got a 3D printer, you can print them up. Maybe you can print them up for your friends if they're interested. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to support me by subscribing and leaving a comment. And if you want to share it with a friend, maybe they've got a Lizardmen army in the works, or they've got a previous Lizardmen army, or hell, maybe they just picked up a 3D printer and want to print something cool. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you around.